what's going on, YouTubers? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review. The show I'll be talking about is AEW Dark Elevation, that has Tony Schiavone and Paul White on commentary at Daily's Place, Jacksonville, Florida, and the show from March 29th, 2021. Matches that will feature most likely pertains to guys like John Moxley, Thunder Rosa, and Ethan Page, which we'll get to their matches, other respective matches later on. So let's get right into it, folks. The opening match was Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy of Best Friends taking on J.D. Drake and Ryan Nemeth. Apparently that ended up being together for random reasons. I guess it's for J.D. Drake to do something where it pertains to him being part of a faction of Pretty Picture, which is alongside with Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi. But you don't see much of Peter Avalon that much either way, so but hey, that's a plus for me because I really don't care to see him anyways. But this gimmick sucks. It just sucks. But the match itself, it was decent. Obviously, Best Friends won of Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor because they're the ones that get the momentum that they need. Or tends to the match that I'll talk about when I do the the AEW Dynamite portion of it, which again I need to start catching all these reviews where it tends to AEW. I've been lacking of it, and I apologize, folks, but I'm gonna try my best to do so. Speaking of which, where it tends to Chuck and Orange, they get interrupted by Kip Sabian and Miro, also playing before the two though, but either way, they came out and they were saying that was cute, saying that he wants to wish them luck. Miro says, Kip Sabian said that first, and then also Miro said he doesn't want to wish them luck, but hopes that they'll survive the next match, and hope to break their spines and push them down and push it down their what. And also they start leaving as Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor start leaving. Also, Miro and Kip Sabian attacked them from behind, which led to the referees coming out to break it up and everything. And that was it. So yeah, they basically got one up on them. But we'll get to what happened at Dynamite portion of it once we get to that. So then we get to John Moxley appearing on AEW Dark Elevations, going up against Bill Collier. I'm assuming I say his last name, Collier. Bill Collier. But the match happens between him and Moxley, and I thought the match was pretty decent. First time guy, basically the first time you seen this guy, Bill Collier, he looks like a mix of Big Cass and I can't remember who else I just thought of as well. But when I first saw him too, by the way, I thought that was Big Cass at first, and I realized, okay, that's not Big Cass. He had a similar face of Big Cass, but that wasn't him. But in the end, John Moxley got the win with the Bulldog choke, and that was it. We get to a footage of AEW, Executive Vice President Cody Rhodes coming out with a night, with a nightmare belt, presents it to the fan, sends to the partnership of the Boys and Girls Club, and yeah, more of Cody Rhodes, trying to be like John Cena of WWE. Play forward with Kip Sabian at ringside versus Layla Gray. Actually, let me see. Is it Layla Gray? Yeah, Layla Gray. Okay. Yeah, she's back again, and I love it that she's back again. But she went up against Plum before, and obviously Plum before won the match. And the match itself, I thought it was decent too. Rex, Lawless, and Milk Chocolate, and I'm not kidding you, folks. That's their names. They went against about Milk Chocolate is the attack team name, by the way. Um, the other guy, Lex. I mean Rex meant to say. I don't know. I said Lex or I guess because it rhymes with Rex. But anyways, Rex Lawson. Don't know much about him, but the tag team, Milk and Chocolate, Milk Chocolate, basically. Um, basically, if I recall, I believe Randy Summers was Milk, and the other guy, what was the other guy? It doesn't even say his name there, which is weird, but whatever. But anyways, they went up against Gun Club, Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn. And do I need to tell you who won that match? The Gun Club, obviously. So, and that's like what happened. Okay, I remember now. Now, I mean, I see the name now. Brandon Watts is Chocolate. I'm assuming. But yeah, but I like the tag team though. But I'm not fine with the tag team name though. Milk Chocolate. But whatever. Alex Marvez, he's interviewing Thunder Rosa, where since her thoughts about her lights out match, that main event that she had with Thunder Rosa, with Brooke Baker, excuse me. She calls it beautiful and thanks the fans because of all the history they made, all history made in the match. She knows that Britt Baker will take the credit, but she says that the credit goes to the fans, and she talks about her next opponent, which is Alex Gracia, the Pink Dream, and training her. And yeah, number to say. Also, Diamante comes out of nowhere and interrupts Thunder Rosa. So Diamante says that no one represents me, basically responding to Thunder Rosa. And Thunder Rosa says she represents Latinas, and then Diamante says you don't even go there, and basically they have an exchange and all that, and I like in this, and Diamante, really showing something there, because that's gonna be a program they're gonna be building up, Diamante versus Thunder Rosa, which is I'd love to see that. Now you're wondering what's going on with Ivelisse. I mean I already talked about this before with the rest of the Asylum. And I haven't yet to talk about it on my channel here. Ivelisse is done with AEW. Not gonna say much about it. Other than she has no one to blame but herself. And the tweets that she made and deleted were pertains to mistreatment that she didn't even mention what was the mistreatment was about, which is to the coaches that like a Dustin Rhodes, Arn Anderson, QT Marshall, whoever have you, pertains to trying to help her to do something different, pertains to what she can do in the ring, and then pertains to taking shots at Thunder Rosa, and having issues with Thunder Rosa. So yeah, that what pertains to other personnels, wrestlers and whatever. Never heard anything about about their takes about how Thunder Rosa about having issues with her. Only Ivelisse. So Ivelisse is her own worst enemy. She has no one to blame but herself. And there's a reason why that there's no one in the promotions, not even WWE, don't want to touch her, because maybe the problem is not the companies, maybe the problem is not the people that of their surroundings. Maybe the problem is you. You have an attitude problem. You have a behavior that you can't control, and at the end of the day, you always point the fingers at someone else and don't point the fingers at yourself. And you decided to ruin what you had what was working for you in AEW with Diamante. So hopefully, with this whole thing with Diamante getting this rub going against Thunder Rosa, this will carry on with her eventually being part of the roster of AEW. Now I'm pretty sure that she is already all we heard is Ivelisse was part of AW. Hopefully, this means that Diamante is also part of AW as well. After this whole thing, because the one that has been left out in the dark was Diamante because of Ivelisse's problems and her and her own doing. And I still like her, I still like Ivelisse. She's talented and all that, but she needs to check herself into some type of anger management or whatever, to control her issues, whatever. Cause that's how I see it. She's got some anger issues. She doesn't know how to play along and get along with other people. And talk about how Thunder Rosa is unprofessional. The one where I saw unprofessional there was Ivelisse, where it pertains to Ivelisse, no selling her snap mirror and then a kick to the back, whatever, and then the whole full Nelson lock. I thought for some reason I may not know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure I do. Because that was the one I was talking about the most. Which I had no knowledge of it at the time, where I didn't think anything of it at the time either. But looking back at it, I'm saying to myself, Ivelisse is the one who's unprofessional. Ivelisse is the one fool for self. Ivelisse, it's the one who it's the one that it should be blamed of not working with with one another. Not Thunder Rosa, because Thunder Rosa is a sweetheart. So, anyways, but Diamante is just going to capitalize on this opportunity that AEW is giving her, that Ivelisse blew it, dropped the ball on. So, and again, no one to blame but herself. Maybe wrestling is not for you, Ivelisse. Maybe kickboxing is your thing. So, anyways, but that's a program. That's a program I'm looking forward to, folks. Ivelisse and not Ivelisse. Thunder Rosa and Diamante. Excuse me. George Janela being covered by Sunny Kiss as he goes up against Chandler Hopkins. Match was decent. Not much to say about the match, but obviously George Janela won. So we get Dasha Gonzalez outside with Hanico. Speaking about Jack Evans. Evans comes out and basically he came out of his trailer, by the way, and talks about how he'll take care of Jungle Dork and how he'll give AEW a message by throwing what's left of Jungle Boy to the Lucha Dorkskis, I'm assuming that's what he said, and Marco Fort. Marco Front, excuse me. Whatever. But yeah, the promo was alright though. I already don't know of it, so. Thunder Rosa versus the Pink Dream, Alex Gracia. And the match, I thought it was pretty decent. They had matches before too, obviously. So this match, it was nowhere near the match they had, outside of AEW, but it was still decent. Obviously, Thunder Rosa won the match. So legit, Layla Hirsch goes up against Viperous, and match itself it was decent with obviously Layla Hirsch getting the win. Frankie Kazarian going up against Dane Limelight, and the match itself was pretty good. Back and forth action between the two. Basically, it was all for Frankie Kazarian for his momentum building up against his friend Christian Cage for that Dynamite, which we'll get to when we get to that portion of it, that next review. So obviously, Frankie Kazarian won, but in a way, Dane Limelight still looked good. So after the match, Christian Cage comes out and congratulates Frankie Kazarian of his victory, and that was it. And that was on the way they built up for the match for Dynamite. And we'll get to that performance when we get to it. All Eagle Ethan Page goes up against Fuego del Sol, and match itself was pretty decent with obviously Ethan Page getting the win. Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's World Champion, team up with Tai Conte versus Jasmine Allure and Tasha Price. And match itself was pretty decent with obviously Hikaru Shida and Tai Conti win the match. And yeah, there you go. I also like the tag team of Jasmine Allure and Tasha Price. Don't know if that's gonna be a thing. Or if they are gonna be planning on doing it under the AEW Women's tag team tournament that we're doing later on. We'll see, but who knows? But and no more of this whole picking the colors bullshit thing that they did last year. I thought that was stupid and it was rigged, obviously. But I digress. But yeah, like I said, Hikaru Shida and Tai Conti won. It was decent. Jungle Boy being copied by Jurassic Express of Luchasaurus and Marco, who stunned his growth. Being Jungle Boy goes up against Jack Evans, being copied by Hanago. And match itself was pretty good. And this led to Jungle Boy getting the win. Adam Pearce and Aaron Fry versus QT Marshall and Lee Johnson of the Nightmare Family. And match itself was pretty decent. I can't remember how the match ended. Because the whole thing with QT Marshall having tensions with with the Nightmare Families, because of the way he's been behaving. But in the end, it was QT Marshall and Lee Johnson getting the win. And obviously, this the whole thing with QT Marshall, he needs some momentum leading up to his match against Cody Rhodes, which we can tell when we get to it, or that dynamite portion of it. Kylan King versus Ryo Mizunami, and the match itself was pretty decent with Ryo Mizunami getting the win over Kylan King. D3 and Vario Morales versus 5 and 10 of the Dark Order, and the match I thought was pretty decent, with obviously the Dark Order winning. Dasha Gonzalez was with Ethan Page backstage. Ethan Page says that he doesn't. He does. He's doing what he promised, but AW is looking over his superstar like Ethan Page, and he basically questions why he's isn't getting on the star treatment. Says that he had a good match conversation with someone today, and said that he'll go out and enjoy the show, and basically since enjoying the wrestling. So there you go. But yeah, not much to say about that. But yeah, he's right though. Ethan Page, a big who could be a big star for AW, and he's not being featured that much on Dynamite. So a vignette for Country Bear, where they play their the stories, the origin of the stories. I can't remember what it was called again. Cause they did with Lee Johnson, they did it with Red Velvet, and now they're doing it with Bear Country, which is Boulder and Bronson. And basically they talk about their momentums to be TV stars, and motivation, meant to say it, to be stars when it comes to pro wrestling. And they noted that the pandemic ruined that opportunities until they got a call from AEW, and they want to be part of the best tag team in the world. And when they got that call and be to do that tryout on that Dark show, which I thought they were pretty impressive at the time, and AEW saw that too, and they decided to keep them into there, and yeah, and based potentially Asylum, like a Rem Christian, wherever you, they even Cat, who they don't see much of Bear Country because they I don't think they watch Dark that much anymore either ways, but based on how they saw Bear Country, they see some potentials in those teams, and they like them better than Heavy Machinery. But hey, as long as they're not acting like Otis, then they're good with Rem, I guess. But yeah, but it tends to what they do, and they've been known for quite a while too in the Indies. We just don't know much about them because they haven't got that much attention. But now with AW getting them the attention, they're now people now know, basically they'll now know who is Bear Country. Um, so yeah, AW is Bear Country, and that was basically it. So it was good. I loved it. So not much to say about that. Um, they keep, as long as they keep doing what they gotta do, they'll do great things. But speaking of Bear Country, they go up against Private Party, being accompanied by Matt Hardy, is Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. Boy, has that momentum died down. My God, the turning heel and being with Matt Hardy, and then forming this faction called the Matt Hardy. Actually, it's called the Hardy Family Office. Well, I guess it's better than Pinnacle. I guess. I like the Matt Hardy Brandon instead of the Hardy Family, office. That also featured Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny. But whatever. But they have this match, and I thought it was good. And then we got Marco Stunt coming out for the save, and Bear Country did not appreciate that because they didn't need help of Marco Stunt, which I agree. So this led to Private Party getting the win because of that distraction win. And Marco Stunt tried to apologize, but Bear Country was not having any of it. And then Jurassic Express coming out. Look like they're about to have a fight. Referee comes out to pull for a pull apart, and it's led to the match for Dynamite, which still it was basically a promotion for Godzilla versus King Kong movie, which we'll get to that portion of it. On another review of it. Scorpio Sky versus Mike Sydal. Match itself was pretty decent, with Scorpio Sky getting the win. Because Scorpio Sky's the one who was getting the push here because he turned heel recently. And after the match, Sky keeps the knee bar on. Matt Sydal comes out, as Scorpio Sky escapes, and all of a sudden, Ethan Page comes in for the run-in. Beats on Matt Sydal. So they have Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky walking out together. So they're a tag team now. We'll get to more that when I get to Dynamite. Returns to that portion of it on the next review. Because that was it, folks. That was the main event. That basically was a cliffhanger of what's going to lead to for Dynamite. What direction they're going with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page being together. So. Because none of the makes any sense though. But I'll talk more a little more about that when I do the next review. For returns to give you quick results for Dark, which not this Dark episode, but the other Dark that is still doing on Tuesdays, which I firmly disagree. Just that goes to the point of doing Dark on Tuesdays now when you got Dark Elevations. Just get rid of Dark from Tuesdays. Just get rid of that one, scrap that one, and just keep Dark Elevations on Mondays. Because people will watch that more than watch Dark on Tuesdays. That's just me. But there you go, folks. That's my review relating to AEW Dark Elevation episode 3 of the show from March 29th, 2021. So 16 matches were the total amount of wrestling for AEW Dark Elevation from March 29th, 2021, episode 3. And my overall rating for the show itself was pretty decent. So I'm gonna go with 6.5 out of 10. And that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets, where there will be no plugs or no sign rounds of any kind of audience to what I usually always do, or since the closing of the show. Because I want to do I got a lot of catch up to do, especially pertaining to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, and other things as well. So, especially for the other things, which I'm gonna try to get do my absolute best to try to do so, all that. So, but yeah, take care.